Do what it do, what it do. Yes, sir. We back. Y'all know what's going on, man. And if you followed the game plan for last night, you absolutely banged today, right? All you had to do was buy calls at our lower levels, right? Our lower levels, hold. Where do we come first? Previous day's close, previous day's high. Even if you took profit there, still absolutely banged today, man. So today was a beautiful, beautiful day. We're gonna go over the game plan, obviously, but we're gonna go over basically what we did today, what happened, what trades did we take, and how do we do. So first things first. Remember, I went over yesterday the fact that we're still bullish, right? And we did get a pop out of this channel. So all we would look for is either a gap up and hold of the 740, or if we did gap down, we would watch that 738 level, right? So it spent a lot of time there today, just bottoming. It did take a long time, but remember what I said: you buy time, you're patient, and as long as your levels are not being broken, you're good. You know what I'm saying? You're good. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to keep freaking out. So I know a lot of people got stopped out or they didn't, hold that long, but we did. We held that long all day, right? We just bought calls, bought with time, bought a few zeros. I think right over here. So I did have to sit for about 40 minutes or so before that last set went. But hey, beautiful day. We finally got the higher low. I mean, not my fault, a higher high. We officially closed up here, right? The 4 hours. So we do have a higher high on the hourly close, right? So we have our lows, right? A little low is set here, a little low is set here. So if this is another low, right, they'll push it back up tomorrow and we'll set another low. So, but that's, it's getting ahead of myself before we get into the game plan. But that's just, what we did today. And like I said, man, you really don't need to be taking too many trades a day, right? If the market gives you a nice setup, the market doesn't give beautiful setups 20 times a day. It just doesn't do that, right? So if you're taking too many trades, maybe you just got to step back, right? Or, even today, even if you stopped out or you put your stops too tight or stuff like that. That's why I always tell y'all, buy time. Because if, let's say it was the other way around. Let's say it was super volatile, right? And it was just going all the way up, all the way down. Either way, that volatility can kill your contracts. And vice versa. If we're not doing anything, that can also kill your contracts, right? But look, if you turn off the wicks and you just walked away from the charts, like I always recommend, nothing to really be afraid of, right? You bought time on your calls, right? And even if you didn't buy too crazy out of the money, right? Like I always say, when you're buying zeros, you're never going to go crazy out the money until you get confirmation on the next level. You buy the calls for whatever level. So mine, for example, I had 742s. So they were already cheaper down here. So I wasn't like I was just, oh my gosh, it's just, but it was red enough to where it was like, okay, I got to just stop looking at this, right? Because if I keep looking at it or I keep looking at everybody else's messages and, that one dude on Twitter who I keep joking about, this guy's always like, it's the biggest sell-off is happening today. Everything's going down. His dude's hilarious. I bookmark his stuff just so I can go back and see what he's gonna say afterwards. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, yeah. So you gotta buy time, right? You gotta be patient with this, especially because look what happened last time, right? When we were in this channel, right? It was just same thing, just the slowest, and we finally got the pop, right? Remember, zoom out. Where are we at? Right, we're in a bull market, right? We need pullbacks in our bull markets. We didn't come test a 20, which, like I said, is fine, but we did get back above the 5-day SMA, right? Well, it's moved now, but originally at open it was down here, so we did get back above that. So I was like, hey, as long as we can hold it, right, I'm not gonna trip, right? I'm not gonna trip, and obviously it's already moved back up because the day's closed, but yeah, we got the breakout, right? And then how do we know where to look for our next retest at, right? Even if you missed the initial pop, I gave a second entry. I said, hey, as long as previous day's close and previous day's high. Oh, is Wix back on? Yeah, my fault. Move it real quick. Right there, and then right there. Right, I said, hey, as long as previous day's high starts holding, right, and previous day's close, you still can get another entry, right? So we ended up getting another entry. We got the initial breakout and the retest, right, and then we end up going to fill the gap and hitting our main level up at 744.25 ish. So we got that, right? And then I was like, hey, we'll play this out if it works, but if not, so be it, right? So we waited, right? When we finally got back above, got a couple calls for tomorrow, and then the absolute banger, end of day SPX live, right? I gave y'all the range. I said, hey, we're smack in the middle, but either way it goes, I said, hey, this is your extreme push, your extreme sell, but it's gonna try to stay in between this. So I said it can either go down and up or it can go up and down. And absolutely sure enough, right? We bought calls first. Oh, no, my fault. We bought calls first down here, right? Sold them instantly right in the middle of 745. I think it was like, what, 30%, 25%? Like, it wasn't nothing crazy. But I was like, okay, the 250 candle is probably going to be a fake out. So whatever it does first would probably be the other side of it, right? So we got the move up. So we grabbed simple 7, what was it, 7, 74.40, I think. Yeah, 74.40 puts. Bought them for $45 a piece. We sold them for over 300 a piece. It's over a 600% gain. So that was beautiful, right? Nice play towards the end of the day. And that was pretty much it, right? That's it for the day. So what do we do now? Where do we go? What's next? What's the game plan? Hey, Kay, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? What's the game plan? Relax. I got y'all. All right, so obviously, same rules, right? The same game plan every single day. Let's say we're going to get our bullish scenario. We're going to have our bearish scenario, right? Bullish scenario, best case, we hold this overnight. Best case scenario, we gap up, right? Best case scenario, we gap up, we hold in between, today's close and today's high, right? Anything above that, we hold. We have this gap, right? The gap closes at almost roughly 748, right? You can give it it's like 747 point something, but just roughly 748. So if we do get that push, right? Anything you swung, you want to trim heavy up here because there's going to be sellers initially waiting up in this zone, right? So up in this zone, it's going to initially have sellers. So we'll probably get a bigger pullback, but that's where the trick comes in. We don't know if it's going to be a pullback that holds and we can push higher, or if it's going to be like, all right, because remember, we came up here and we sold all the way back down to 740. So it is possible, right? It's Friday. Trump could say something, anything can happen. So with that being said, you got to be careful with just instantly going back long on the first dip, right? You're going to need this to hold. You're going to need it to hold. Once that 745 starts to hold, and then we push out, and then we can come test all-time highs, maybe even come up to 742 if that's the case, right? Because remember, like I said, if we don't officially set a higher high, then anything under here can be a lower high, right? And that's what I'm saying. Even if we fill the gap, we obviously don't know if we will. This is just best case scenario on a gap up. Worst case scenario on a gap up, right? Worst case scenario, like I said, we just don't hold previous day's high, previous day's close. We fall down. That's going to be an easy one, right? Gap down is going to be a little bit more interesting, right? Because today was kind of a little bit interesting. Same thing. If we gap down, right? I said we gap down here. As long as we're still holding that 5-day SMA, even if we do like today, right? We just hold, we chop. As long as we can hold 740, right? 740. If we can hold that, then we should be straight, right? If we can't, you probably got to watch that same, 738. We lose that, right? Probably come down to 735. At that point, you'll have a completed cup, right? So at that point, you might watch for possible handle. It might chop here, or it might just slice all the way through. You know what I'm saying? And we do come test that 20 down to the 731 to 730 area. Now, do I think we'll dump that hard? No, I don't. But have we seen it before? Yes, we have. We have seen that kind of dump before on a Friday. So, yeah, we've seen bigger. We've seen $20 dumps, right? We've seen that shit fucking around go from 750 to 730. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it happen before, so you can't put it past the market. But it's not something that you should be scared of because the conditions haven't been met yet, right? For us to go that low, we would have to break down, retest, and then we would have to break. You know what I'm saying? We would have to do these certain things in order to get the move, right? Even this, once I said, hey, you might have missed the initial pump, but we got a second entry, and then you got another entry over here. Breakout, retest, right? And then you take a light size because we didn't get that full close over. So if we do, like I said, gap up, right? Hold, go long, cool, blah, 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 blah. Wash, rinse, repeat, right? The same, I'm just repeating y'all the same stuff I keep telling y'all every single day. So, yeah, man, just keep it simple. Y'all know I always say this every video. Keep it simple, man. Keep it simple. Because it is as simple as you make it, right? I keep saying that. It's going to be as simple as you make it. That's just how the game goes. If you want to make it complicated and stress yourself out and, what about this, then it's going to be harder for you, right? It's going to be a little tougher because you're going to just be overthinking. But if you keep it simple, what is there to be scared of, right? Even today. So I said you bought time. Look at this. This is a beautiful reversal candle setup, right? Not only did we have the gap up that cleared previous day's highs, right? All we did was come down. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think I ran out of storage real quick, but yeah, I was just yapping. But regardless, man, yeah, keep it simple. What I was getting into, I was about to go on a whole rant. I'm glad it died. But yeah, keep it simple. And yeah, we'll continue to, like I said, take it level to level to level to level. You don't have to stress out. You're never going to miss anything. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. You feel me? Like, stress or no stress, big size or small size. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to stress about certain factors. Because it doesn't matter, right? Whether you buy 100 contracts, whether you buy 500, whether you buy one, right? It's all just mental. It's all mental. Your brain will tell you, I went heavy, so I gotta take it quicker, right? Or your brain will be like, you went small, you can hold forever. You know what I'm saying? But it's not it doesn't matter. The market's gonna do what the market's gonna do. So yeah, I just want to add this little clip on there because it cut off and it missed my whole rant about today. But either way it goes, like I said, keep it simple. We do got a little cup and handle though. So if this does play out, hopefully we got though, right? Because I need my little lotto swings. I need them to do something for me. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow or not. I don't know. That's why you gotta watch the game plan. You never know. Might not go live. Might go live. Huh? But yeah, we caught a little 600% on live today, so that was gorgeous. But yeah, next time y'all see me after tomorrow, I will be in Miami. So it'll definitely be less lives. I'll still do video recaps, but it'll be less live for sure. It's my girl's birthday, so I'm gonna be out there having a blast, So yeah, just wanted to give y'all that reassurance. It's okay, right? Even if you had a red day today, it's okay, right? Market's open tomorrow. It's open next week, week after that, a month after that, year after that, right? As far as we know. So, just practice on focusing on getting better at the mental side of it in the process of trusting your levels, right? The trading and the money will come with it. Trust your levels, right? It'll pay off. Like I said, you just stick to your plan. And yeah, see y'all. AP out.